Can a dream predict a disaster before it happens? Can a child sense their own death the night before it arrives? This is not a legend, not a movie script. This is a true story. A story of a quiet mining village. A dream and a black wave that changed everything. Welcome to the Aberfan disaster and the chilling premonitions that came before it. October 21st, 1966. Aberfan, a small village in South Wales. The air was cool, slightly damp. Children were walking to school, some holding hands, others racing ahead, their shoes splashing through puddles, just like any normal morning. But above the village loomed tip number 7, a massive pile of coal waste, built high on a hillside, dangerously soaked from days of heavy rain. At 9:15 a.m., the mountain gave way. It's a massive black wave of coal slurry over 150,000 tons rushed down without warning. It moved like a silent avalanche. In mere moments, it swallowed Pantglass Junior School, crushing classrooms and the children inside. Rescue teams dug for hours. Parents screamed and searched. The village fell into a silence too heavy for words. 144 people died. 116 of them were children. The disaster shook the entire United Kingdom. It was a national tragedy. But in the days that followed, a strange and unsettling story began to emerge, one that made people wonder. Did someone see this coming? Her name was Errol Mai Jones. She was 10 years old, bright student, a loving daughter, one of the children who died in the school that morning. The night before the disaster, she sat with her mother just like she always did. But that evening, something was different. Errol looked at her mother, calm and peaceful, and said, "Mummy, I'm not afraid to die." Her mother paused, confused. She asked, "Why would you say that?" And then Errol replied, "Dreamed I went to school." But there was no school there. Something black had come down all over it. Her mother didn't know what to make of it. It's just a bad dream, she thought. The next morning, Errol kissed her mom goodbye and walked to school. She never returned. When the slurry engulfed the school, Errol was one of the many lost. Days later, her mother shared the dream with a man named Dr. John Barker, a psychiatrist who had come to Aberfan to study the psychological toll of the tragedy. Dr. Barker was no ordinary visitor. He wasn't there to treat physical wounds. He was there because something didn't feel right. Too many people were reporting dreams, nightmares, strange prophetic feelings in the days leading up to the disaster. So Dr. Barker began collecting them. One woman miles away dreamed of children buried under black sludge. Another dreamed of a school nameplate floating in darkness. One man had such a vivid vision of an avalanche burying a school that he almost contacted authorities but didn't want to sound crazy. In total, Dr. Barker documented 76 separate cases of dreams and premonitions before the disaster occurred. Many were recorded in diaries, letters, or told to others days in advance, proving they weren't made up afterward. He compiled his findings into a study called Premonitions of the Aberfan Disaster. The evidence was chilling. Real people, real dreams, real records. Could this all be a coincidence? Some psychologists argue that it's all pattern recognition, our brains connecting dots after the fact. Others say it's survivors' guilt and need to explain or process tragedy by assigning meaning to memory. But what about Errol, a 10-year-old girl who dreamed of a black force covering her school and calmly accepted death just hours before it happened? That's harder to explain. The Aberfan disaster remains one of Britain's darkest days, but the dreams that came before it remain one of its greatest mysteries. Whether they were psychic visions, warnings from another realm, or something our science just can't explain, they force us to ask, can the subconscious mind sense disaster? Do dreams offer us more than we realize? Or was this simply a tragic coincidence? You decide. What do you think? Is Errol's dream just an eerie coincidence or a glimpse into something deeper? Let me know in the comments. Your thoughts matter. And if you've ever had a dream that came true, I'd love to hear your story. Till next time, sleep well and dream wisely.